in darkness in the depths. See him surface in every shadow. On the wind I feel his breath. Golden night, I found his weakness. Golden night, he'll do what I please. Golden night, no time for sweetness, but a bitter kiss will bring him to his knees.
Hi guys, welcome back to another review of Harry Von Hoofpigs. Hope you enjoyed the Mega Chad video. It took me absolutely ages, so I hope you enjoyed that. And here we are finally, the review of my Walther PPQ 2.2 long barrel pistol. So before I get carried away too much, I'm just going to carry out NSPs and just demonstrate that this pistol is clear. No magazine, bolt body chamber, magazine, bolt body chamber. Okay, pistol is clear. Happy days. So I've had this pistol now for well over 12 months and I've proper put it through its paces. I use this obviously for the purposes of professional training, and as such I tend to use it as a secondary firearm, switching from primary, which is an AR-15, to my secondary, which is obviously the PPQ, and it's just been absolutely fantastic for that purpose. I specifically wanted something that was an OEM standard kind of spec that I could literally draw out of an armoury, and it would give me that regular, comfortable, familiar feel of a bog standard PPQ, or in my case Glock 19 that I use at work. Obviously this isn't a Glock, but it's as close to a Glock that I could get in the UK, and like I said, I wanted something that was OEM, not something that was under license or whatever. This is actually licensed and manufactured by Walther back in Germany, so it's just a hoofing piece of kit, mega reliable and incredibly well engineered. So I'll just go over some of the features of the PPQ. Obviously this is the UK variant and as such conforms to the long barrel pistol regulations by law. So it has a 30 centimetre protruding barrel, which obviously you can see here, and then a coat hanger hanging out the back end of it basically. This conforms to the overall requirement by UK law to be 24 inches in total length. So yeah, so that's basically the long barrel pistol. It's not ideal, but it is what we've got, and I appreciate that we have got this facility, so yeah, I'm very grateful. The barrel that sticks out the front for me is a bit of a plus, to be honest, as it just lets you see where you're going wrong with your hold of the pistol. So obviously when you're firing and releasing the shot, you can see the muzzle flip, and you can see that you're going off to one side or the other way, so you can try and correct it with each shot. So obviously like over muscling it, getting the shakes, or just under muscling it, getting a bit of a flip, or just where your posture is in itself. It's actually a useful training tool in that manner. What is a pain in the arse is this coat hanger. It's just horrendous. So obviously you're trying to draw the pistol, and where you normally just bring the pistol straight up and then push out to the center line of the body, you just can't do it. So the pistol will do this weird transition as it's on its way up to present, and then obviously when you're firing and go to break the firearm back down, you end up sticking yourself quite nastily with the coat hanger here, and it's not pretty, it's not sexy, but you have to just work around it. So please excuse some of the body posturing in the videos, because it does look a bit strange sometimes when I'm presenting the firearm. But yeah, but overall happy with the barrel. Coat hanger's a pain in the arse, but there's no way around it. So on my range days, I like to keep things kind of realistic and job specific, so just tend to bang out the repetitions and try and get the muscle memory to where it needs to be, concentrating on the basics, and hopefully that will help me draw in my groupings. Been using a bit of a laser on the AR-15 as well recently. That's dramatically helped with the target acquisition. Just some movement and fire here and quick transitions. Again, job specific, and trying to keep the realism in place during training. And a little bit of smally kind of breaking contact here. Just basics really, just keeps me ticking over. Yeah, so obviously she's a polymer frame, as is the Glock and as is the standard variant of the PPQ. Polymer frame, a really nice ergonomic pistol grip. I know a lot of people praise the Walthers for this, and I've got to be honest, yeah, I'm a fan of it. It's very, very nice, very tactile, and just allows you to just kind of grip and dig the hands in nice and tidy on the pistol itself. Yeah, it's nice. Ambidextrous slide release for IAs, whereas I've got to be old school. I prefer just to do the top slide myself, but yeah, it's a useful feature having it on both sides. The mag release catch can be swapped out to be on the other side, so I do class that as kind of ambidextrous as well. Takedown lever, nice and tidy, and I'll demonstrate that in a minute. But maintenance of this is just a dream in the field. Like I say, every time I go to the range, I'll put at least 300 rounds through this. All sorts of ammunition, so cheap and nasty blazer, all the way up to my nice Gucci mini mags. It doesn't skip a beat. I've probably had in total five stoppages on this pistol through 12 months of ownership, and like I say, I do beaster, and I've got to be honest, I don't actually blame the pistol for the stoppages. I reckon it was just dodgy rounds. But yeah, where am I? Yeah, so obviously it's got the Glock-like safety trigger blade mechanism, which is ideal for my purposes for dual use of this and my Glock back at work. It's a very smooth trigger, to be honest. As a standard trigger, I've got no complaints really. The initial take-up's quite consistent. The engagement of the safety blade itself is nice and tidy. Yeah, I'd probably say that's at least a 4.5 pound trigger squeeze. That if I could change anything, it would be the trigger itself. I did approach Walther and ask them if I could use their uprated triggers in this, and they unfortunately they say it's not interchangeable with the main proper gen PPQ, which is disappointing. I have heard some rumours that maybe some Umarex triggers can be interchanged, but I'm still looking into that. But that's the only part of this pistol that I would like to upgrade, to be honest. Top slide is aluminium with some steel metal inserts to aid in the prevention of wear and tear, which again has done its job nice and tidy. I'll demonstrate that on screen for you to have a look. The reason I bought this bad boy for UK training use was the fact that when I'm out in wherever I'm out and I'm training on the range for my competencies, it's quite apparent that the Brit guys just don't get enough time with the 9mm to build up sufficient muscle memory, consistent muscle memory. So I wanted something I could use back home that would recreate the flip and lift of a 9mm. And whilst it's only a 2.2, because it's so light, this pistol, and the top slide's so light, you do get a lot of lift when you're firing. So that's perfect for me. I can actually just concentrate on the position and hold of the pistol and just get that consistency where I need to be, and kind of anticipate the lift and put a bit of downward pressure. And like I say, it goes back into the whole reason why I wanted a proper OEM feel to the pistol. She's been golden. Yeah. I procured this pistol from my good friend down at Bluefield Sports, hoofing bloke down there. Very helpful, very knowledgeable, and can point you in the right direction. The PPQ from them comes in a vast array of specifications, from bog standard, which is about £800 I believe at the time of filming, right up to about £1,200. It basically comes as bog standard with a steel shroud and a big nasty nut on the end, which is quite heavy. The top slide is not milled, and it just comes with the front sight and the rear sight apertures. That's a fibre optic's quite nice to pick up, but yeah, just as standard. And then you can go through a process of having fake suppressors on there, or drilled out fake suppressors on there. And then you can go for a milled top slide to take an optic, which is the one I've got here. So this spec cost about £1,200, I believe, when I purchased it. But yeah, I've been very, very happy with it. And it's just so nice to get a proper gen OEM Walther. I can't remember if I've alluded to it before, but this is designed and manufactured by Walther back in Germany. So every aspect of this pistol is gen, and you can feel it in all the engineering. It's solid, it's beautiful. The tactile finish, again, you would struggle to tell this apart from a standard 9mm, to be quite honest, from a distance. It's 5 inches in length. Again, you can only get it 5 inches in the UK. It would have looked a lot sexier in the 4-inch, but hey, you've got to do what you've got to do. So if the look of the PPQ takes your fancy, if you take your way over to bluefieldsports.co.uk, which is one of the suppliers of the PPQ in the UK, you'll be presented with this rather Gucci looking web page. They kind of specialise in precision rifles, shotguns, and then obviously competition pistols and things like that. It's got a vast array of offerings, from like accessories to magazines to ammunition and all that kind of stuff. But if you make your way to the shop, you can either search for PPQ there, or rather conveniently, it's just down here. So you just click on that. You're presented with an image of the offerings of the PPQ. Like I said earlier, it comes in a vast array of configurations and specifications, but the basic starting package is £790. Whilst the image here depicts a picture of a kind of a fake suppressor, the £790 basic package will look more like this one. So as you see, it's got the nasty steel shroud barrel on there, and the big nasty heavy nut that I was on about. It has no optics, it's just the basic front and rear blades there, and then obviously the nasty coat hanger sticking out the back there. But that's what you'd get for £790. From there you get presented with further options. So with the shroud, it's an extra £50, which is that fake suppressor. And then above and beyond that, you can get it milled for an optic. So this back bit here will be machined out in preparation to take an optic, like a red dot. You can also get the barrel drilled for suppression. So even though that's a fake suppressor, I imagine it will give a little bit of a suppression effect. And then for £290 you get the milled top slide and the drilled barrel there for £290. So quick math, 1080 plus the 50, 1130. So £1,130 for like the top package in this configuration. But like I said earlier, I opted not to have this fake suppressor or anything like that. I just went for a carbon barrel. So they're expensive piece of kit, but like I say, you are purchasing a genuine Walther PPQ there. There's no Mickey Mouse bloke in a garage trying to mill out his own pistol there. That's the genuine Walther. Stripping this down for daily cleaning is a dream as well, nice and simple. So carry out normal NSPs, bolt body chamber, magazine, bolt body chamber, fire off the action. Okay, here it just has a standard takedown lever, excuse me. You just pull down on that, pull the top slide fully to the rear, and then lift over the top of the mechanism. It comes off nice and tidy there. Put the top slide down there. Here you'll see the barrel sheath itself, which is carbon fibre on my pistol. It's held on by a nut at the end here. Do not lose this nut. Basically it holds this onto the barrel itself, and without this you'll fire off the pistol and this will just go winging down the range, and trying to replace this nut is a nightmare, so just be careful. Just unscrews. This will be very similar as well with the bog standard steel shroud and stuff. You have the same nut on the end, a similar nut. So put that down very carefully. Slide off the barrel shroud. Just comes off nice and light. The barrel itself, again, like I said, everything on this pistol is manufactured by Walther. Everything is stamped and serialised. Yeah, nice and tidy. Okay, so you're just going to pull that, make it clear the mechanism itself on a slight angle, and then it just pulls out there. I'll put that down there as well. The spring just slides off, and then this bit, I imagine it's got some Gucci name, but yeah, that bit. And then that's basically the pistol stripped down for daily cleaning. Like I said, this is a dream to clean. Very minimal stuff to clean it. It doesn't tend to foul up too bad either, so I just give the barrel itself a nice pull through with a steel rod, and then I give it a nice pull through. Just clean off the metal surfaces with a bit of scotchers, wipe it down, re-oil it back up. Job's good. And a field clean for this would literally take you 5 minutes. Hoof and piece of kit. Putting it back together exactly the same, but in reverse. You'll see that this thing has like a wedge shape at the bottom here. It's impossible to put this in wrong. Just slide straight in, down there. Oh yeah, and don't lose this, has like a spacer washer there. Don't lose that, or else you'll be in the hurt locker big time. Just goes back in there, just pushes in. Spring goes back over there. The barrel itself slides back in, again with the feed ramp at the bottom. Just being careful to clear the mechanisms and the housing. Slide it back in, re-engages nice and smoothly. The barrel shroud, if you can see there's just like a wedge out the top, just here, like a slit. This fits back over the barrel itself. Just hold that there. And it'll re-engage into the housing there, and you'll just turn it until it sits nicely on its pin in there, and it just won't turn now that's seated correctly. Reapply the nut that you didn't lose. Obviously you need to keep this functional as well. Don't get putting Loctite on that, because you won't be able to clean the pistol with that locked on. So you want to put a bit of muscle into that, probably about 5 Newton meters or something of torque, just on there with your fingers. Yeah, that's tightened down nice and tidy. Top slide, obviously just back over the top. Thumb the spring back in, back over the rear of the pistol. Working parts go forward. Re-engage the takedown lever, and then that's you. And then just crack on with your function checks. So first function check, the safety feature of the trigger. Okay, in proper activation of the blade there, you'll see that the trigger does not engage, the pistol does not fire, which is obviously what we want. Okay, in a safe direction, correct engagement of the blade, and you're just going to squeeze that off. Yep, happy days. Recock the weapon, and you can feel everything reseat and re-engage. Release the trigger, hear the click, nice and tidy. Yeah, weapon fires. Yeah, she's a dream, nice and tidy. Okay, as standard, the magazines, again, they're manufactured by Walther. just put this pistol down. Manufactured by Walther. I've got to be quite honest, I'm not a fan of the magazines themselves. I think they're quite cheap, nasty, and razor sharp, and just want to chew your hands up. It would have been nicer if Walther would have made this like a normal 9mm magazine with the internals of a 2.2, because it would have just made integration with the rest of your kit a lot better. It would have made the feel of the pistol more authentic, and it would have been nicer all the way around. However, they are mega reliable. I've had no issues whatsoever with these magazines. It's a 12 round magazine as standard. You can get add-ons and stuff, but I think that reduces the reliability overall, so I've stuck with the standard. Like I say, you cut your fingers up quite nasty with this bad boy, but it is what it is. The spring's nice and solid. Again, no issues with feeding the next rounds or anything like that with these magazines. Loading it's quite simple as well. You literally just pull down on the thumb there and just put the rounds in nice and tidy. Yeah, these mags are quite expensive. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I've got a feeling they're about 30 quid a magazine. But again, if you buy two, you can get by on two. Gold standard's probably about 4. But yeah, again, these are all manufactured by Walther. They've got these stamps and everything on the side there. As you can see here, I've opted for the Vortex Venom optic here. It was an option when I was purchasing the pistol from Bluefields to get this milled and prepped, and I'm pleased I did. It's the first time I've used a red dot on a pistol, to be fair, and I'm absolutely a massive fan of it. It's just made target acquisition so much quicker and so much more intuitive. It's just a phenomenal piece of kit, and it's very accurate. So literally upon the draw, and you're pushing the pistol out straight away as you're presenting the firearm, you're subconsciously picking up that red dot over the target, and then as you get to your kind of preferred muscle memory position, you're just there automatically. You're locked on target, and you're just ready to take up the pressure on the trigger and engage. Realistically, it's probably saving you a few milliseconds, but it feels like a lifetime when you're presenting the pistol. And for real, seconds count, don't they? Fractions of seconds count. So big, massive fan of the red dot. You can get the red dot in 3 MOA or 6 MOA, and obviously that just determines the size of that red dot in conjunction to the target itself. So I opted for the red dot, because I prefer just to aim small, miss small, basically. But yeah, can't sing the praises enough of a red dot, and if you haven't tried one yet, it's worth making that transition. I think you'll get along famously with it. It's really good. One of the other big selling points for me for getting a 2.2 long barrel pistol back in the UK was my desire really to tighten my groupings. Nothing more embarrassing on the range than just not feeling happy with your groupings when you're shooting competitively. So this 2.2 has just helped me so much in finding my natural body position with the pistol. So again, it's different strokes with different folks, and YouTube is full of hoofing tutors teaching different holds of the pistol, but it's one of those things, and until you get time on a range and try it out for yourself, you won't really know what works for you and what doesn't. But basically the two trains of thought is the old-fashioned kind of just like push out and lock out, but for me, I tend to get like the tremors, the shakes a little bit, and because I've got like tiny little dwarf hands, it doesn't help me when engaging the trigger correctly. I can't engage that safety blade effectively, and I'm like straight away now I'm shaking, so that's no good for consistency. So on the range for me, and just having the time with the PPQ, which is again translated across to the Glock nicely, my preferred stance now is to kind of acquire that sight picture as I'm presenting, but keep my elbows locked into the side of my body here, but a bend in the elbows, so it just allows me to effortlessly and smoothly engage the red dot over the target. I'm not shaking, it feels comfortable, I can effectively engage the trigger better, and the whole position and hold of the firearm just feels a lot better. So yeah, it's the whole point really of a training pistol. To do this with a real 9mm abroad would cost me a fortune in ammunition, and just getting access to a 9mm in the UK is a non-starter. So the 2.2 has been absolutely fantastic for the purposes of training. So in summary of this bad boy, I couldn't be happier with it. Everything that I wanted from the Walther is given me in spades. It's given me that OEM feel to a pistol that I could just go away and pick up a standard 9mm and all the muscle memory would be there immediately. It's translated across the Glock 19 effectively as well for my work purposes. She's been mega reliable on the range. I've had virtually no issues whatsoever with stoppages with this pistol, and I can fire everything from the cheap and nasty rounds through to the Gucci mini mags, and it's just been a dream. My OCD that I tend to have with my rifles and my pistols and my kit, again, is firmly in check with this pistol. The engineering and the finish of this pistol is just exquisite. As you'd expect from the Germans, it's just phenomenal. The add-ons that I got from Bluefields, again, I would highly advise people to just pay the extra few pennies and get it right first time. The carbon barrel shroud is a big one. When compared to the steel one, it's night and day. Yeah, definitely go for the carbon. 100 quid, I think, from Bluefields. And then it's personal preference whether or not you want to go for an optic, but again, for me, I'm sold massively on this, and I'll always have a red dot on a pistol from now on. And professional diligence, really. If you've got a tool that allows you to increase your consistency and accuracy and speed, then why wouldn't you choose that? For me, yeah, it's a must. Also, again, if you want to add your torches and your other lasers on there, you've got your normal attachments down there. But overall, I am extremely happy with this purchase of the Walther PPQ 2.2 long barrel pistol. Everything from service delivery from Bluefields was phenomenal, through to, yeah, the reality of living with it on a day-to-day basis. Absolutely phenomenal piece of kit, and I'd highly recommend it. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. I'd love some comments from you guys, specifically whether or not you use something different in the precision pistol world, or if you've got any advisements on finding a suitable replacement trigger mechanism for this. I'd really appreciate that. Please like the comment section up, lads. It really helps me out. Yeah, thank you very much.